What's going on with you? Hope and ENT, hopeandent.com over
I
here,
say peace and
Philadelphia.
benedictions. You know what I mean?
Yep,
I say peace and benedictions. California,
I say.
Philadelphia.
Yep,
You know,
Philadelphia, California. That's
trying to cut
right.
this stream on real quick. You know what I'm saying? You know, kind of fired up a little bit. Hold up, what they
That's
talking
right.
about? I'm mad about this
Mhm.
shit for real, dog. You
Yeah.
know, I've been this is like a probably one of the easiest videos that the proxy is offline. What is it saying? Re-add account and reassign new proxy. What is you talking about? I don't even know. Look, fuck that. I ain't got time for that. I'll look. I'll deal with that
Right.
later. So, all right,
Right.
let's start over. I say peace and benedictions. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Great.
smiling here. You know what I'm saying? I Philadelphia, California. You know what I mean? Great. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Just
It's over there. You know
great.
what I'm saying?
That's right. That's
Yeah. See, I'm picking up on the lingo. You know what I mean?
that's
But
right.
this is probably one of the easiest videos that I'm gonna do right here. But of course we always talk about multiple things, but the topic obviously is Beltane rituals, the disappearance of Kevin Samuels. And
Right.
notice that the meticulous wording there, the disappearance of Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I know a lot of people is fast and loose with the news. And I got my good brother right here from California, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna
Right.
chop this up real quick, and then we're gonna, do what we do. But when this story first broke, right? Now this
Right.
is my witness right here. I said when I first heard this, I said, "Yo, you heard this shit?" He said, "Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, whatever, whatever." We conversed back and forth, and I was like,
Right.
"They gonna confirm this shit. If it's real, they gonna confirm it on the 6th." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I waited, and this is my witness right here. I waited, and a lot of times people be like, "Yo, why you didn't jump on this topic, or why you didn't jump on that topic, or why you waited to you know what I'm saying?" And they want you to
Right.
be the first one with the video, right? And a lot of times y'all fast, and I keep saying it, y'all fast and loose with the fucking news and shit. You know what I mean? Now, real rap, I said on this shit because I was thinking that this dude was gonna pop up and be like, "Man, I ain't dead. Fuck y'all talking about." You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
so so that's why I ain't say nothing about the shit, honestly, from the rip. But
Right.
when they kept saying, what they were saying, I said, all right, well, they're gonna confirm it if this is the real thing, right? They're gonna confirm it on the 6th. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Because it's sitting right in front of your face. I've been prepping y'all for this for 13 days. 13 days I've been prepping y'all for this. I've been telling you about Beltane, the fire rituals, the ritual sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? The full king for a day. You know how they pick somebody in society that they want to sacrifice that's considered valuable and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They see how they had the shit up. Let's get the article up there real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
They had the article up there with the what was it? 1.4 million followers, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Subscribers he got to
Yep.
his channel.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So,
Right.
and this is the untimely demise or disappearance of this brother. And, we got people online like literally making fun of this man death.
Right.
It's the craziest shit, and it's like, um, we're gonna we're gonna chop it up, we're gonna go through the story because again, these motherfuckers, people is fast and loose with the news, people be lying, news be lying, all kind of shit. So we got a lot of
Right.
conflicting arguments, you know what I'm saying? Conflicting statements. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Stories.
We're gonna try to go through them all.
Right.
Um,
Right. Right. Right.
I ain't going front. I making this video in a little haste. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because I wasn't
Mhm.
even going. I wasn't even going to do it honestly. Like you know what I'm saying? Like so, I'm stepping out of
Mhm.
hell to make this video. You know what I'm saying? To reach the people to let them know where it's at. You know what I mean? Right
Right.
now,
Right.
with respects to Mr. Samuels, you know what I'm saying? He was the godfather. You know, whether you hate him, love him, or whatever, he was considered the godfather, at least of the black YouTube sector. And his throne is up for grabs right now.
That's crazy.
So we, and that's the real. That I don't know what everybody else is doing. I haven't watched nobody else's videos, but I'm pretty sure that the tenacity level has risen because everybody is everybody wants that crown. Everybody wanted to be where he was at. So now that he's disappeared, he's been knocked off. There's going to be people. Everybody's going to be trying to be conversion on, to be the next Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm saying? And not necessarily be not necessarily be the spitting image of him, but to sit in his seat. To reign supreme in the black YouTube sector. In the black conscious creator. Image consultant, manosphere, driver's seat. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where everybody is striving to be at. You know what I'm saying?
So we here.
Now, I don't know if anybody has made that an official statement addressing that. but you know what I'm saying? But that's definitely the issue. You know what I mean? So maybe I'm the first one to call it how it is, but that's what it is we're dealing right now. Right now, everybody is gonna be trying to converge on that throne. You know what I mean? So
brother just told me about that earlier, you know what I mean? Like I didn't even think about it like that. Like, that's a thing. For sure. I understand. I see what this is turning into. I mean, check this. It's rest in power to the brother. I've seen like a couple of his situations, and they really was trying to knock his opinion. They was trying to knock his opinion because basically, you know what I'm saying? If it was facts, or if you throw a rock in a crowd and somebody yell out, like probably that's the one that got hit with the rock. You feel what I'm saying? So it's really if the shoe fits, buy an outfit to match. You know what I mean? Like so to speak. But if it didn't fall on you or something, you just see where people lie right now. Everybody's trying to have a certain opinion about everything, and talking about things in which they have no knowledge of. Which because being smart right now is a cool thing. All of a sudden, that's what people are jumping on. But you can check our history and see that what I'm saying. This is what we do for a living. You dig what I'm talking about? And seeing how these things come together. We're good at putting puzzle pieces together. Him with numbers and me just going through it. And I've been around for a minute, so I'm actually able to do things without the instruction booklet. Now
this particular situation is a situation that plagues black people in general. This is COINTELPRO 2.0. You know what I mean? And it's a sad thing where we got all these people that's supposed to be woke and aware of what's going on, but they just oblivious to what's happening right in front of their face. People that's pillars in our community that's standing up is trying to do the right thing is being knocked off consistently. You know what I'm saying? So it's like once you reach the level of a brother like that, you see things start to get in turmoil. They send people at you and all that. Now, the story that people are saying is that, this brother was with a girl. They were saying that he was with a 19-year-old girl. Then they saying he was with a 32-year-old nurse. But there is some story about him being with a woman, you know what I'm saying, the night before. Now, if anybody watched his live stream, it was like an hour-long live stream. I didn't even feel like chopping it up, but I skimmed through it and I seen that he was doing a video. Now, this is the night before his disappearance. He was doing a video with a woman who was in the room with him, but she never stepped on camera. He talked to her a couple times off camera, you know what I'm saying? But he told her to get on camera. She didn't want to get on camera. Now that's something that, that we could be suspicious about, Maybe she was there to do a job and she didn't want to be on camera. You know what I'm saying? But think about the situation with Young Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? Young Pharaoh had a woman visit him, and then he was saying that she was freaking out, and basically the story is possibly that she might have drugged him and he been on a downward spiral ever since. So, you know, they can send these femme fatales at you to do you in. You know, I seen a lot of people online talking about divine female energy took this brother out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, the sad thing about it is like, all right, if this divine female energy, like, all right, like these divestment chicks and all that, if y'all took out the brother Samuels, then why don't you end systemic racism? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you
Exactly. Facts.
convince the Joe Biden of some time, aka Robotus, aka the president of Ukraine, to send us some fucking money and send
Right.
not send another 33 billion over to the people in a whole nother country. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, you got
Right.
people in this country starving and having to deal with inflation and all kind of shit like that, and then you telling them, oh yeah, we just got to chuck it up and spend more to help Ukraine. He the president of Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? Joe
Right.
Biden is the president of Ukraine. You know, so but you know what I mean? Like this shit is crazy, yo. Shit really crazy, man. But you know, I'm
Yeah.
kind of getting off the subject because I'm kind of getting fired up about this shit because it's like I'm seeing a lot of despicable black people out here. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all applauding the man, you know, passing and shit, and y'all talking about divine female energy. But this divine female energy could be healing the world instead of taking out black brothers that's talking about keeping families together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The brother had a workshop where he helping women to stay with their husbands and reestablish relationships and shit like that. You know what I mean? So, but you know, a
Right.
lot of people push the rhetoric that oh he's misogynist, you know, he's this, he's that, you know, and a lot of people
Right.
who's saying that didn't even watch his videos. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that's the crazy thing
Right.
about it.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's the craziest thing about it. You know what I mean? Like
And
you know, these people didn't
like,
even watch the videos, most of them.
yeah. Didn't even play the sport. You know what I mean? Like them sports analysts, they don't play the game no more, but they'll tell you everything about everybody else playing.
Like you gotta think, just like simple common sense. Like, all right, if this brother was so bad, right? Then why is black women calling him every night to talk to him? So you think
Mm-hmm.
all of them women was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna set him straight today. They all was thinking that? No. A lot of them women
No.
who might have called up there on that type time, they was like, they wind up, you know, getting help. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And,
Right.
and becoming you know, followers of him. Like, damn, like, you know, he really helped me, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's really crazy how I was like, you know, people let the media and, you know, bitter people, you know, twist somebody's story. You know, and I remember you told me one time, you said, you know, I'm not letting nobody tell my story. And, you
Right.
know, and that's the thing. It's like, all right, now that this dude is not here to defend himself, a lot of people are gonna try to smear his name and shit. But you know, the proof,
Right.
but one thing about you know, YouTube and all that shit is the proof is in the pudding, you know. So his videos is probably gonna, you know, like exponentiate because just like Biggie said, you're nobody until somebody kill you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find this video because I want to just put this little smoking gun up here, you know, because we got to
Mm-hmm.
get this in here. Got to get this in here. Hold up. I don't know why I can't find this shit. It's not coming up for nothing.
Oh, it
Oh,
will.
let's go back. Because the one is this video clip that I seen that this girl online. All right, there it is right there. I don't know how I overlooked that. I overlooked that shit like a motherfucker. There it is right there. All right. So, all right, I want to bring this clip on right here. Now,
there
this
any
was,
way possible that this is not
this was yesterday. This was on 5/5. You know what I'm saying?
asked? Is
Now,
there any way possible that this is not true?
No,
This is
I have
100%
family confirmation.
okay.
I got family
Well,
confirmation. This is 100%. The funeral most likely is going to be in Oklahoma City. I got family confirmation.
okay.
all right, now you heard that, right? Now, so now we
Mm-hmm.
building a foundation here. She said that she got family confirmation. Oh, okay. All right. My fault. Let me get that off of there. So she said she had family confirmation. Now remember, this brother had passed on 5/5. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
5/5, of course, is a cognitive of 11. You know what I mean? But basically, 55, 11, times 5, of course, is 55. So you see the 11 there. Of course, the people who get their sacrifice on, they fuck with the two pillars, the one and the one, the 11, and they do rituals during these times. And of course, I've been telling you about this Beltane shit, for the past 13 days, like I said, opening the video. You know what I'm saying? So I want to go into some of this, you know what I mean? Um Now this slide might be all over the place, but I'm gonna try to go through it, and might have to jump back and forth. I got a lot of gematria up here. I'm gonna get into that in a minute. Hold on. So, all right, you see right here, they say divine female energy took out the brother Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the same thing, that we were just talking about. Now,
Right.
let me reiterate. Divine female energy, right? Divine female energy that's supposed to be about goodness, balance, nurturing, compassion, love, right? Divine female energy decided to take out a brother and not massa, not people that's making you get stabbed in the arm and shit. You know what I'm saying? And making you had to go to the Poconos, like you said earlier. And it's like, they said this brother, they said that he had cardiac arrest,
Right.
Did he go? We don't know if did he go to the Poconos or not. You know what I'm saying? But why divine female energy ain't take out that mandating everybody to go to the Poconos? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
but you're gonna take out a brother who's trying to preach to women and trying to get women to understand that you need to have a male counterpart to survive in these rough times. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
remember a lot of times, aside from the rhetoric, that he was defamed for being a misogynist and all that. He talked a lot
Right.
about a global reset, a financial crisis, coming. This is a brother talking to millions of people, telling them like, yo, you need to get yourself ready for this financial downturn that's coming. Do
Right.
you really think that they wanted him talking about that? Okay, yeah, bagging on women and telling them that they fat and all that, that's one thing. But telling these people like, yo, you really need to have a male counterpart and coming up, because when the shit get rough, you're gonna be
Yeah.
fair game. That's
Right.
like
Right.
that's like some Edward Snowden whistleblowing type shit. And they wasn't
Yep.
having that shit, real shit.
Not at all.
So just like
Exactly.
when people call people that they have an issue with, or find whatever, because just like how we talk all the time, they double cross everybody, right?
Yeah. Triple cross to double cross. And
They double cross everybody. So they already could have had in the works that they was going to do this brother in. But even with him, even if they wasn't, and even if they plan to
right.
do him in later down the line, simple fact
Right.
that he's causing a stir and actually
Yeah.
doing something good,
Yeah.
that would put him higher up on the list, to get off, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
'Cause
they
you know
say
it
his
ain't no
brother had
positive.
chest pains and all that, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was sent to the hospital with chest pain. Now this is all on this was the night before. This was 55. This was
Yeah.
right, 55 or on the 5th, right? Cinco de
Right.
Mayo. Now if you watch the video, the Kevin Samuels video, he had a drink. He was in rare form, regular Kevin Samuels. He talked to a couple of Jones. He had a drink, had a girl with him. So sometime after that stream, he was found unresponsive. You know what I'm saying? Spending the night with a woman, so he complained of chest pains. Where's the woman now? You know what I'm saying? We'll get to that later. You know what I'm saying? But this is the police report right here.
Yeah.
And that other John was in there by mistake. That's just from my work shit, But I was just, again, we made this in haste.
Sliding
But
through. Right.
that's live shit. But
Right.
so this is the police report right here. You know what I mean? Let's get this off the screen real quick so we can look at it all a little better. sometimes we gotta take the banner off. You know what I'm saying? Take the
Yeah,
the
for
overlay
sure.
off. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, for sure.
all right, hold up. Let's go back.
By
Hold on.
Grady Bus 741. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
741. So who gets taken to the hospital in a bus? You know,
Right.
like yeah, I was gonna get to that, but you know, fuck it. I'm trying to bring it up on the screen. This shit is like weird because somehow you can bring it up on the screen and make it bigger. All right, full screen layout. No,
Yeah,
that's not it. All right,
right.
maybe. All right, well, fuck it. Well, I'll just leave it like that.
That's what it got. Yeah, that's what it got.
So remember, they said it was on. This is on Cinco de Mayo. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they say observed fire injury 21 performed CPR on a black male unresponsive on the floor of his apartment. So he was found unresponsive in the floor of his apartment.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So all right,
Mm.
if he was with a girl, right? He was with
Mm-hmm.
a girl that they said he just met, right? They
Right.
had drinks. He did a video. So sometime after the video, he was found unresponsive on the floor of his apartment. What happened to the girl? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It stated she met Mr. Samuels last night, came to his apartment, spent the night with him. Also, or could they block that out? Spent the night with him. Also said that early in the morning, Mr. Samuels complained about chest pains and attempted to help him. He fell on top of her and proceeded to notify 911.
Right.
It says blank. Also, she requested 911 operator to contact the front desk for a defibrillator to keep Mr. Samuels responsive until Grady arrived because she's a nurse.
She's
So
a
all
nurse.
right, so she was a nurse. So all right,
Okay.
so the girl that she was with, so the police report is saying that the girl that he was with is a nurse. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
now we heard that this nurse might have been 19 years old or 32 years old or whatever,
Right.
right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Two
Now
different ones.
the Grady bus 774-1, right?
Right.
Now 74, we know this number 74. Now highlight that number, you know what I'm saying? Because we know that number, you know, that has to do
11.
with Jesuits, Jesus, the Masonic order, you know what I'm saying? That also has to do with rappers, entertainers, you know, things of that nature. People who, you know, subscribe to that guild. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So highlight that number right there. And of course, we know simple mathematics, 74 times 1 is 74 again. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Right.
now I'm gonna double back into this slide, and I just wanted to go to these Jones first, you know, but this is my response, you know, right there. You see my logo. That's my response to what these people is writing. You know what I'm saying? So again, you know, I'm saying to these people, why divine female energy not taking out the real enemy? You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like it's amazing how, you know, it's people online talking about, you know, making fun of this dude death. And like I was thinking about this shit, and before we got online, I was thinking about, and I said to you, I said, yo, I'm about to start this campaign, just like how these young boys got this drill rap shit. You know what I mean? Since y'all want to make fun, and I'm making this statement right now, since y'all want to make fun of somebody's untimely demise, right? And people
Right.
is claiming his death like ISIS and shit. You know what I mean? Y'all need to be careful with that shit. For some of y'all actually face some criminal charges, trying to take responsibility for this demand death, like you did some voodoo or some witchcraft shit and made him die and shit in your house, and you want to go on YouTube claiming his death like you an ISIS member or some shit. You know what I'm saying? You better watch yourself before somebody actually show up at your door pressing charges on you one day with this nonsense. Y'all be
Right.
reaching too much and doing too much dumb shit online. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know,
Right.
at the end of the day, the brother got a family. You know what I'm saying? Now
Right.
remember we heard the lady say that she got confirmation from the family that he passed away, right?
Right.
There's something wrong with that story. Now I want to
Yeah,
ask you, what do you think is wrong with that story, brother?
man. I think the fact that the internet found out before the family members did, according to the mother, saying that
Right.
she didn't get
So
it.
pause right there. Pause right there. Pause right there. Because you hit the nail right on the head. You know what I'm saying? I thought you was gonna
Hmm.
build up to that, but pause right there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what
Right.
we needed. That's what we needed to hear right there. Is you hit the nail right on the head, brother. Thank you. Because the thing is this. We heard the lady say, now this was 5-5, right? This was like in the wee
Right.
hours in the morning or whatever, right? So the
Hmm.
lady say on her stream, oh, I got confirmation from the family that he's passed, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So how did the mom find out that he died from social media? Somebody
Right.
lying.
Right.
So
Hmm.
continue with what you were saying. I just had to highlight that for you.
Right. And the fact that they don't have no the story just didn't, from the time this shit happened to what actually transpired. We still got to figure out who did what where and who had the candlestick. Now they this stuff don't make sense when they say the girl was 19, then she was 32. I mean, that's a big ass jump from that, and then being a nurse, how a nurse was there. It just so happened that a nurse was there. There was a doctor right there with Michael Jackson, right? I mean, oh
Right. Now, all right, now think about this though. When you go to
yeah, that shit too.
when you
Hmm.
go to the hospital, everybody know that when somebody passed and they go to the hospital, right?
Hmm.
Family is only allowed in the place. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So all right, when somebody passed, right? Think about it.
Right.
Somebody died, they go to the hospital. My fault. I muted you
That's
by
cool.
accident. But somebody died and they go to the hospital, whatever, right?
Hmm.
You know, that they're gonna tell you in the hospital, yo, if you're not family, you can't come inside. So y'all gotta contact the family member. You know what I'm saying? To go in there and you know what I'm saying to get some updates. So this girl, if she was with him and she was a nurse and all that, right? She so I guess they're gonna say, well, she could come in because she's a nurse, right? Is that the excuse that y'all gonna use? Well, she's a nurse, so she had clearance to come in. But all right, if she's a nurse, then she knows protocol. So she didn't contact the family. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like
If she
you
was
know,
that
so
good
it's
with the
like
family, she had the
right,
number.
right. So what is the girl who was online talking about if she got confirmation from the family? If they had to talk to her mom found out from social media. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
think about it, yo. This shit starting to not make sense, man.
Hmm. There you
You
go.
know. Now they say he was dead at 56. Now remember we said we confirmed. They confirmed. I told you they would confirm the story on May 6th. You know what I'm saying? Because May
Hmm.
6th is 5-6. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Easy shit. You know. So what did it say? Yet it has yet to been confirmed by his family. Now this was the thing that I was keeping in mark on building up to me making a statement about this. That you know what I'm saying is that his family has yet to make a statement about it. So
Hmm.
so when these people this was all when these people didn't know what was going. Well, they said they didn't know what was going on, right? So think about it. The family didn't know what was going on, even though that's regular protocol when somebody goes to the hospital in an emergency. You have to notify the next of kin, especially if it's a death. You have to notify the next of kin. That's regular protocol. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying that this is more like a disappearance because basically we don't know what happened to him. For all we
Hmm.
know, he could be somewhere playing Squid Game. For all we know. You know what I'm saying? But y'all trust these stories on the news, man. Y'all
Right.
trust whatever they say. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna
Hmm.
double back. and I'm gonna go into some gematria real quick. Now, remember I told y'all that this was a Beltane ritual. You know what I'm saying? Beltane equals 56 in gematria. You know what I'm saying? I did a story last year about Sam Lloyd. I did a whole video about Sam Lloyd and the whole scrubs and all that shit, how he died at 56, and that was a Beltane ritual. You know what I'm saying? So I seen him right off the bat. I already knew what this was. You know, I just waited to confirm this shit. So Beltane equals 56 in gematria. Got to get some water real quick. All right, let's go in. So, all right, Kevin Samuels, right? Kevin Samuels, I highlighted right here, is in his name in gematria. What I highlighted right here, among other things that you're gonna see up here, is 57, 571. Now, of course, 57 taking away 1 is 56. You know what I mean? So is it a coincidence? Is this a coincidence right here? You know what I'm saying? And again, his name equals 15-7. You know, 157. You know, again, same math. 57 take away 1 is 56. You know what I mean? So, all right, you can say, all right, well, you know, he's reaching and shit, right? Now, if you remember Beltane Beltane 117. So I was just looking at something, just making sure that I had the name right. So Beltane equals 117, right? Kevin Samuels equals 171, right? See what I'm saying? And it equals 74. Remember the number 74? He was in the bus. What was it? What bus was it?
741.
741, right? And I said, all right, that's, you know, look at the number 74. You know, 74 times 1 equals, times 1 equals 74. So 74 is a number of, you know, Masons, Jesuit order, you know, all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? 11, you know, you see his name is 110 equals 110 in gematria. You know what I mean? So 5 is, you know, 11 is prime of 11. You know what I'm saying? 55. You know what I mean? So all right, let's go to the next slide. And you know, hold up. So I had to make sure I got these numbers spelled correct, the names spelled correctly, because I don't want to, you know, make a gaffe. But I highlighted right here that Kevin Samuels has the kill number for 44. How many times have we went over this number 44? You know what I'm saying? Kevin Samuels equals 44, and also 64. You know what I mean? 64 is 64 squares on a chessboard. So, you know what I mean? We're seeing who these numbers pander to. 74, 64. You know what I'm saying? People who walk on black and white floors and hide behind blue doors. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to throw this in there. This was some shit in here. But it got caught in here. I was going to talk about this anyway, but we'll talk about this a little later. You know, Dave Chappelle and that whole situation. You know what I mean? But we'll get to that later. You know, but let me pull up this next slide. I might have threw some of this in here wrong and shit, but you know, again, I did this kind of in haste. You know what I mean? But we gonna go through this. You know what I mean? So a YouTuber who is known for controversial relationship advice died, and his mother is confirmed to NBC News. You know, so that they said he died from cardiac arrest, right? So cardiac arrest equals 56 in gematria. You know what I'm saying? So you see all of this shit just add up. You know, real simple shit. I've been telling y'all shit all this week, man. That you know that they was gonna do some shit like this. Now, did I know who they was gonna do it to? I didn't look that further into it. You know what I'm saying? But it's right in line with all of the shit, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and it's like that shit is just crazy, man. It's just crazy how it's like they time after time they could just hit you with the same shit and you believe the shit, you know. So I did have a little video clip right here from off of I had 2 video clips actually from off of what's the name, but I'm gonna play the one because
You're my new motherfucking
this is a world star
hero.
right here.
Boy, that nigga that bad motherfucker. Yeah.
This is,
Now
I think
that's
this is
the
a
way,
clip that you sent
goddamn
me,
it.
right?
If you go,
Yeah.
this how you go, nigga. Shit, rest you nigga bullshit. Yeah, goddamn it. Say, boy, this is mother say, man, Kevin Samuel, my new motherfucking hero. I just found out how he died. Get on back, motherfucker. Yeah, I just found out how Kevin Samuels died. He my new
Yeah, come on,
motherfucking
man.
hero. Boy, I ain't bullshit. I ain't
Get to the
bullshit.
damn
That
point,
nigga, boy,
man.
that nigga my new motherfucking hero. Say, man, I don't know nothing about what you niggas talking about. Man, I just found out. Say, listen, I just found out how Kevin Samuel was dying, y'all. On top of her.
Man, listen, I'm
Say
about to
boy.
cut this
Say
motherfucker
boy,
off.
that nigga. Oh man.
Oh, this nigga tripping, man. Come
Oh,
on.
them. Oh my, oh boy, my nigga.
Yup, he done. Fuck that. Like he was doing too much. He ain't get to the point. But we already knew what he was gonna say. They said that he died, on fucking with some chick or whatever. That's why people, I seen the one brother talking about, whatever pussy that he had that he died up in. I want, and I'm like, y'all are just retarded, man. Like this is crazy as shit, man. Like, and again, all of this shit on the news is fucking bullshit, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all fucking bullshit, man. Like, you're not gonna again. How many times is a coincidence possible before it's mathematically impossible? Well, you got these,
Yep.
you got all of these numbers, the same numbers that match up time and time again, and it's just a coincidence, right?
Right.
Now, well, brother, what you think about this bullshit?
I just think that it's another brother that was speaking up, had a voice, and they just silenced him. They make more money off of you dead than they do while you're alive, and the content is worth it to them. You know what I mean? I've been seeing
Right.
the people that's leaving right now. It seems like they all in the music industry or they got something to do with some shit. DJ this and so on and so forth. Right around the time when the proposition comes. Let me get some water myself. Hold on. Woo.
Yeah,
You're
it's
snacking
a
and
couple
munching.
stories. It's a couple stories that I was looking at that I've been accumulating over the couple days. You know what I mean? That's why I was like, I'll be
And I've
wanting
been
to.
off for a couple of days.
Yeah, I've been off for a couple of days too, man. But I've still been collecting news and shit like that. So that's why I was like, some of that other shit creeped into the slide. So I wanted to talk about that Dave Chappelle situation too. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like these motherfuckers, just on the side, I don't want to spend too much time on that either. But just once again, people is getting, bamboozled in the fucking news. All these comedians then seeing the blueprint that Chris Rock then gave everybody. If I get slapped on stage, my ticket sales is gonna go up. Dave Chappelle ain't stupid. You know what I'm saying? So he he got somebody, they got somebody to run up on stage or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that dude, he could have got checked. They could easily check that dude off. Look, we'll give you 100,000 to run up on stage. Who now right now? Somebody take an ass whooping right now for 100,000. But it's not, you're gonna tell me that it's just open season on comedians. Now I remember, I do want to say this, that when I first reported on that Chris Rock shit, that was one of the first things I said. I said, yo, so this type of bullshit can give way to copycat motherfuckers that want to go out here and do nut shit. You know what I mean? I said that shit on the video. So
Right.
is it possible that that happened? Quite possible. But I find it very I find it's very funny that Chris Rock comes out right after the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, come on, man. And then he like, who was that? Will Smith? Like, that look like it's a part of the act, yo. Come on, man. Like, how y'all ain't think that? Like, God, crazy. Like, some of this shit, I'm tired of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, come on, man. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? I just believe anything that come on the damn news. Like, seriously,
Right.
stop it, man. Stop it. Like, how many times have we got to do this? You know, but of course we got other things to talk about, other topics, you know what I mean? But you know, I always like to just show how the shit in the news is bullshit, you know what I mean? So, you know, this nigga just disappeared, you know, because again, y'all believe whatever y'all hear on the fucking news and you don't even know if it's true or not. And because they said it is true. So, like I said, you don't know if this nigga could be somewhere playing Squid Game, the Hunter Game, or whatever, or somewhere on a beach drinking some whiskey and shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? Just because they said he was dead, that don't mean he's dead. Ain't nobody, y'all don't even seen the body or nothing. You don't know nothing about nothing. You just know what they said. That's what they said. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Like
Yep.
y'all
And
gotta
people
be, y'all
repeat everything they heard.
yeah, like you have to conduct yourself better than that. You know, Kevin Samuels also in gematria equals 303. I mean, 3003. 3003. You know what I'm saying? For the technical people out there. So of course those zeros is obsolete. You know what I'm saying? And you know that would equal 33. You know what I'm saying? So this dude got a lot of Masonic coding in his name, and just to begin with. You know what I mean? And another let me get this back up here. Another because I actually overlooked that in the slide. Is, you know what I mean? It's right in the damn slide. Y'all probably seen it, but somebody probably like, damn, look at that. But in the slide, let me see. Kevin Samuels equals, his name equals 56. 566. You know what I mean? Now, that's not a direct link to 56, but it's close enough, damn it. You know what I'm saying? It's too much coincidence here, man. It's too much coincidence here. Where the shit at in the slide? I know I got it in here somewhere. Hold on. Because I wanted y'all to see what I was looking at. All right, I know it's in this slide here. So, all right, look. Chess equals 55, right? So he had a problem with his chess. And he had a problem with his chess on Cinco de Mayo.
Right. 5-5.
You know what I mean? He had to think about it, man. He had a problem with his chess on Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
Come on, man. All right, you know what I mean? If I'm reaching with these numbers, then why is this like this? You know what I'm saying? 114, right? Chest pains, right? What was the day of the year that this man had chest pains, right? 156, chest pains. 42, chest pains. Black, you know what I mean? Black man, it's that got that stamp on him. 42, you know what I'm saying? So on the 114th day of the year, right? Something round about that, right? Because we did the video. I posted the video the other day about Meek being released. What day was that he got released? When he got released from prison, I think it was like on his birthday or something like that. He got released on the 114th day of the year. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But Meek Mill's birthday is the 6th, May 6th. You know what I'm saying? Meek Mills got released from prison on the 114th day of the year. Chest pains equals 114. Black man, stamp 42. You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy, man. This shit crazy, dog. They said, look, the chess. They said he was with a 19-year-old girl. Remember, chess equals 19. Now chest pains. Now, I don't know if you've seen that, but chest pains equals 43. Kevin Samuels equals 43. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Samuels equals 43 in gematria. So let's go to that slide. You seen that was in there, 43. So I told you this was a little scattered, but you know, like I said, it's probably one of the easiest Johns that I did because I already knew the fucking numbers before I seen it. So as soon as they said he died at 56, I already knew what time it was. I was like, oh, all right, they talking about some Beltane shit. You know what I mean? That's why they said he died at 56. All right, so that's the Dave Chappelle shit. See, look, Dave Chappelle equal 55. Now remember, Dave Chappelle was in the news, right? That was the headline news before him, right? Dave Chappelle getting attacked by a fan, right? And then later on that night, it was all about him. Now you see Dave Chappelle, his name equals 56. So that could have been like a precursor for this story. Dave Chappelle equals 42. You know, there's a lot of things that's black that equal 42. You know what I mean? Black and Nobel equals 42. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Malcolm equals 42. Martin equals 42. You know? So you see on the slide right here, on this Kevin Samuels drawing right here, Kevin Samuels equals 43. Just like chest pains equals 43. You know what I mean? So, again, how many times is a coincidence possible before it's mathematically impossible? You know what I'm saying? And it's 5-7 now. You know what I'm saying? So and his name equals 57 in gematria. So, you know, a lot of this shit, man, come on, man. It's just obvious, yo. You know, it's a Beltane sacrifice. You know, you see Beltane equals 23, right? In gematria, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Samuels equals 203. Remember, I told you the
Zero
zero is
silent.
absolute. Right, so 23. Right. Now, another connection with 11 is that 11 o'clock is the 23rd hour. You know what I'm saying? So 55 is the prime of 11, right? Just like 23 can be looked at as 11, right? Just like 56 can be looked at as 11. 5 and 6 make 11. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we see an
All the way
11,
around.
11. So we see a 11, 11, 11 ritual. 11, 11, 11 equals 33. You know what I'm saying? So we know we see who putting their name, who calling card on that shit, man. These them peoples, man. But you know, y'all want to blame, you know, some divested witchcraft pussy, you know, y'all want to do all this other shit and just the talking heads just talking and fast and loose with the story, the comic book story. This is a disappearance at best. We don't know what happened to this brother. He could be somewhere playing Squid Game for all the fuck we know, like I said. But at the end of the day, now this is what I was gonna say earlier, you know, because we can switch gears now because this is a closed subject. Now this is pretty much done. What you know it's whatever. What else do you need here? But as for y'all that's making these crazy statements about making fun of this brother's death, if I don't be taking pictures man and Big Mama and all of that shit, because I'm gonna say fuck that bitch too. See how you like it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, whatever happened to this brother, he had a family. And what have we become as black people when we start making fun of each other's lost loved ones? Y'all online shitting on a man that passed. What the fuck is wrong with y'all, yo? Like, I don't care what the fuck you felt about him, like whatever. But when we get to the point where when a brother dies, and y'all start making fun of this shit, y'all, you know what I'm saying? What have we become, man? This shit is ridiculous. This shit is really ridiculous, yo. This bullshit. These motherfuckers on here making fun of people and shit, man. Are y'all serious?
Yep. For real.
Y'all serious with this shit? Like, y'all think this shit is funny?
Right.
So if y'all think this shit is funny, don't take pictures of your loved ones when they pass, because we're gonna make fun of them too and see how you like it. We're gonna give you a taste of your own medicine. We're gonna be smoking on Big Mama and Man and Unk and all of them motherfuckers that people who gonna lose their loved ones because the sad thing about it is everybody gonna lose a loved one. Everybody gonna lose a loved one. So for y'all laughing at somebody who lost a loved one, your time coming. Don't worry. And so when people start laughing and posting pictures of you crying over your loved ones, yeah, don't be mad. Don't be mad because it's a part of the game. It's a part of the game that y'all want to play. Because what if we could say it again, brother?
Especially if they went vacationing in the Poconos.
Right, exactly. If y'all went to the Poconos for a permanent stay at the Poconos, you know what I'm saying? Then when it's time for you to check out, or your loved ones to check out because y'all went to the Poconos, don't be mad when motherfuckers start laughing and talk about how they smoking on you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how y'all look right now. If y'all think that them drill niggas is crazy for talking about smoking on they ops and shit like that, and they savages and all that shit like how y'all say, then what y'all look like right now smoking in your ops? Y'all talking about y'all happy that this brother died and laughing and all that shit. Y'all really crazy. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself, yo.
But
For
what
real,
only
like,
people would be his op? What would what group of people would have him as an op? You know what I mean? Like that's where you gotta get down to it.
right. Our people shouldn't have him as an op. Anytime that a brother stand up in the community and try to establish, the family, the true bond of the family, how the fuck is he the op?
Right.
A lot of people just don't want to deal with a lot of people just don't want to deal with their shit, yo. And just like when Bill Cosby, I don't even remember when Bill Cosby got up on, at that speech and he was telling black people to get their shit together and stop sagging their pants and shit.
Yeah. He was telling
Niggas
because he
dragged
knew
the
it was
shit out of
coming.
like niggas dragged the shit out of Bill Cosby, like, man, fuck Bill Cosby, fuck him. And they couldn't wait for something to happen to Bill Cosby. Because as soon as they start saying that Bill was drugging bitches' drinks, they said, oh, see, fuck him. He out here talking to us, but look at him. Y'all always looking for a scapegoat to not do what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look like you say, trying to find the right way to do wrong.
Right.
Come on, man. It's ridiculous, yo. This is ridiculous, man. Y'all better stop this bullshit. Seriously.
Right.
Y'all
And do
better
something
stop this
about
bullshit, man.
Be accountable. Accountability is like the worst.
Stop the bullshit, yo. Stop making fun of people that pass, yo. Especially our people. People that standing up in the community. We leaving our pillage in a society out here to just get sacrificed like sacrificial lambs and shit. We're not protecting the people who speak truth to power and try to make
Yeah,
things
he
right.
should have had Usalama on him. Yeah, you should have had Usalama on him or security. You know what I mean? Protection. Just because he had a view. Just because you had a view that's your own. That should be seen as, you know what I mean? Sometimes, man, because they know how to get you when you're by yourself.
Yeah, if you get millions of views on YouTube or on Instagram or something like that, as a positive black brother, you need protection. You need security because
Right.
COINTELPRO is real. So it ain't no coincidence that some femme fatale chick that gets sent to this brother and then he just poof and just gone and shit. You know what I mean?
Right. Reach out. You ain't too tough to, you know what I mean? I might need security. You know what I'm talking
Yo,
about? Like,
did you send me them pictures? I don't know if it was a picture or what, but it was a John about the 32-year-old lady and the 19-year-old girl. I did want to.
It was in the video. The video, the dude was saying it was a 32-year-old broad.
Oh, okay,
The
the
one
video.
that,
So yeah, I didn't. All right, so
yeah.
all right, we covered it. I didn't really want to play nobody else's video all like that. Anyway,
Right.
so
Yeah, he was just
but
talking.
yeah, we covered that. You know what I mean? So now I do want to switch gears to that. Matter of fact, let's switch gears to that. let's switch gears to the subject of, in the honor of Kevin Samuels, right? You know, let's talk about some things that he would talk about. So let's talk about the issue of the 19-year-old girl. You know, before we get into some more deeper topics. You know, as we close this hour out. You know, but we in
Yeah,
the we 55 minutes in. So in honor of Kevin Samuels, you know, I'm gonna toast this glass and light this L. You know, I don't even normally drink, but I got a little bit of SoCo right here, and I'm gonna toast this.
okay,
You know, and I got a little libation real quick. You know, we pour out liquor for our dead homies, right? So
right,
I don't know if he gone or whatever, but you know, libation is actually African tradition. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
you know, we getting into that 56 minute right here. So in the
I'm
56
gonna pour
minute,
out a little water.
well, you know, well, yeah, it actually is supposed to be water, you know, but whatever. I ain't even drink that much
Hey,
anyway. But you know, I've been having a rough day. We all been having going through hell and shit. And I know I've been going through hell. I almost didn't make this video. You know what I mean? But
right.
you know,
Hey,
in
when
light
you
of that, say it again.
no, how the brother say on the one meme, he say, man, if you get picked to go to hell, might as well walk around like you own the place.
I like
For
that.
sure.
You know what? I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. I needed to hear
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah,
well, I
for
mean, really,
sure.
really, I did. But
Yeah,
you know, in you know, in respects to Kevin Samuels, let's talk about that topic that we was talking about earlier about,
right.
is it okay for a 19-year-old? Because let's say, they said he was with a 19-year-old, right? So that's like
Yeah,
a way of I see that as a way of defaming the brother, because
right.
we don't know if she was 19 or 32 or whatever, but I can see a lot of people turning their nose up at this 50-year-old man being with a 19-year-old girl. So
Right.
let's talk about that. You know, is it
Mm-hmm.
really wrong for a 19-year-old girl to be with a 50-year-old man?
Mm. Well, depending on the circumstances. I mean, because look, one thing is like whether she went looking for him, whether she got sent to him. You know what I'm saying, or something that he sought out. You dig what I'm talking about? Like that's a whole nother subject too. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because if she got sent at him, you know what I mean. That's how he ended up with a 19-year-old situation, regardless. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I don't see him like looking out for one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking for this young thing. Like, that don't seem like the type of situation.
Well, all right. There's a lot of, see, the whole thing is about the legality of it, you know, and
Right.
the moral reprehension that may come from it. So
Yeah. The
is it is
moral
it
principle.
is it something, right? Is it something that's morally sound, or is it legal? Now they say it's legal. Now we talked about the We Are 18 situation before, you know, with Snoop and how he dodged all of that Me Too shit, which is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to Snoop. You know, because
Right.
maybe he really didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I do want to
Right.
say that
Right.
because
Right.
I did kind of drag him a little bit, but maybe he really didn't do nothing wrong. He's been married to the same woman, you know, his whole life. You know, so that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers don't get credit for that. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to Snoop for that. Maybe he really didn't do nothing. But, you know, he was on the We Are 18, like 20 episodes with a whole bunch of 18-year-olds that was, you know, they're being sexually promiscuous. You know what I'm saying? Now, was it wrong for Snoop to be there? Obviously, he wasn't 50 years old at the time. He was much
Right.
younger, but he also was much older than them, too. You know what I'm saying? Some women might look at it like, you know, that was bad for him to even be there, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of legalities there too. Like, all right, when you're 18, you're considered to be grown. A lot of y'all want to put y'all kids out the house when they're 18. So if you got an 18, now think about it this. If your 18-year-old daughter that you put out the house and made her get her own spot, if she wind up um dating a 56-year-old man and moving in with him and he start taking care of her, is that wrong?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, because
it,
obviously, you kicked her out the house. You didn't want her in the house. You telling her that she should be on her own, and obviously,
mm,
eventually, she was going to be with somebody. and somebody that you would encourage to take care of her and be and respect her and cherish her. Now, one thing I do consider as being an uncle of two 19-year-old girls is that I, I weigh this out because when I think of somebody older, I think of somebody that's more established, more wiser, that can like teach and guide better, right? Because that's how I would consider myself. I would set the bar. Now, obviously, it's not everybody is not like me or not like my contemporaries. So the criteria would be if it's a good man, right? Now, the age factor is definitely something to cringe over. You know what I'm saying? But I know that the criteria of the mate that I want for my nieces is that a man that I know that's going to take care of her, take care of them, respect them, cherish them, and provide for them. You know what I'm saying? And not, and not like lord over them and dominate them and mistreat them. You know what I mean? Now, when I think about these young boys out here, I'm more concerned about the young boys mistreating my nieces than somebody that would be older than them, even if I'm not in favor of the whole union. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's a tough pill to swallow. It's hard to deal with, but at the end of the day, I want my nieces to be treated good by good men. You know what I'm saying? So if that man happens to be a little older than them, then so be it. But
little,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
But the best, yeah, a little. You know what I'm saying? I chose
yeah,
my words carefully.
yes,
But the best case scenario would be for her to find a young brother that got his head on right. You know what I'm saying? That
that's what, yeah,
that I know that she's gonna be safe with. But
right,
but honestly, we got to be real. Given what's out here nowadays, a lot of these young boys are being misguided and misled, and they having gang wars and turf wars and shit like that. A lot of little girls is getting murdered for just being with their boyfriend that's in the street. You know what I'm saying?
yep, yep,
So it's a lot of subject matter there like I can't. It's not a black and white situation. It's a lot of gray area there. You know what I mean?
right,
Like
right.
like again, like the criteria is if it's a good man. Now, we can all go through when this person was younger, when this person you was 20 when this person was born, yeah, that shit is crazy. We can't front. That is crazy.
Yeah.
And in older times, we know that men and people all around the world, even still today, take younger wives. A lot of
I bet
Muslims
you,
just came off of the id. A lot of Muslims came off of the id, and the Prophet Muhammad, he married a 6-year-old girl when he was 50 years old, and y'all follow behind him and think that he cool, but y'all mad at Kevin Samuels for dating a 19-year-old.
well, point taken. Yeah,
Now
well, yeah,
again, at 56 years old, I don't want to be dating the 19-year-old, and I don't think
not at
that
all.
Mr. Samuels wanted to be dating the 56-year-old either. I mean, a
Right.
19-year-old either. And that's what a lot of his work is about, is educating women and trying to get them in a more realistic fashion. The thing is that a lot of the work that he's done is having as for the men to have a voice. You know what I mean? Because it's socially acceptable for women to cut men down and talk trash about us and demonize us and belittle us and talk and rate us like objects. If you don't have X amount of money, if you don't have if you don't meet this certain criteria of what they consider to be a man, then you're useless. You know what I'm saying? So when you have a man who's not even when you have a man who's taking a fraction of that energy and reciprocating it back just to let you know what it feels like, he's being condemned and being looked at as a demon and a misogynist and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it's just like what I said earlier about the whole smoking the ops situation. Y'all
Right.
laughing at a person's death, but if we start laughing at your loved ones when they start passing away, you're gonna get angry. So there's a lot of hypocrisy there. You know what I'm saying? So
Whew.
that fraction of an energy that fraction of the energy that he uses to show women that what y'all do is not fair to men is being misinterpreted as misogyny. So,
Right.
and of course, that's being done because COINTELPRO wants to keep black men and women separated. You know, and I
Right.
made a video that I'm gonna have to reiterate on. I gotta go and snatch it down and put it back up or whatever. But the unholy alliance. You know, I made this video way before I even knew about Kevin Samuels, where I was just noticing how all of these things were starting to come together between this unholy alliance between that the European was trying to make with black women. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the European is trying to align themselves with black women to try to push black men out the equation. You know what I'm saying? And subsequently that would allow them to further dominate black women and the black race altogether. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I've laid that out in detail like 5 or 6 years ago, right? Pun intended. And then like the whole Kevin Samuels era came. You know what I'm saying? Now Kevin Samuels had already been doing his thing, but that's when he really started to blow up, when he really started to talk to women. Because he was always talking to men, but when he started talking to women, that's when he really blew up. You know what I mean? But you know, the rhetoric has always been in place. You know, they try to say that he was gay. You know, they did all of that shit, right? And now y'all making fun of the man, right? But the whole world protested. I just want to, but before we get back to that subject, the whole world protested before a dope queen / porn star who had fake $20 bills, and y'all, the whole world protested for him. They put murals up for this man, but a black brother, positive man. Every time you see him well dressed, you know what I mean, speak respectfully, you know what I mean, intelligent brothers doing right, trying to help the community. Y'all drag him and make fun of his death.
Right.
That's crazy. But you know, back to the subject. Is it okay for a 19-year-old to date a 56-year-old? Now, look at it on the other side. If a 19-year-old young boy is smashing a 56-year-old lady, you know, like a
Hey,
cougar,
baby, you
and
want to go
that's like,
potty? Come on.
is that
That's
cool?
okay.
Like, is it cool
Right.
for a 19-year-old young boy to smash a 56-year-old old head? Is that wrong?
Oh, see. I don't know with that. Yeah, see. For the man, for the man, it would be better for him, I guess. You know, if he considered that to be some type of
Right. Is she sick? Is the old head cougar? Is she sick, or is she trying to get her groove back? Is she trying to get her groove back, or is she sick?
Right.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
for the boy is, it's a lesson.
So it's
But
like,
the
man, it's like
opposite.
it's a lot of double standard there. Like, so like if it's socially acceptable and it's okay for a 19-year-old young boy to smash a a a 56-year-old woman, then you know,
Right.
why is it not the way the other round? Now,
Right.
why is it not cool the other way around?
Hey.
So it's a lot. So you see, it's a double standard there. You know what I mean? Now, again, I'm not saying that it should be okay. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that it shouldn't be okay. I'm just playing in the neutral ground and just showing, you know, how we view these things and how some of these things contradict and can be even hypocritical. You know what I mean?
I got you.
So, you know what I mean? As when it's all said and done, do I think it's okay? Only way that I would think that it's okay is if the man is truly a good man and he gonna do right by that young girl and protect her. You know what I'm saying? Raise her up, protect her, guide her, mold her. Only if it's right like that. Only if we really know that we truly know that this man is gonna do right by this woman. And sometimes we don't. Sometimes we can never know. And that's like
Right.
that's the sad thing about it. Sometimes we can never know. But the only time, that's the only time that I can say that it's okay only if that man is really going to do right by that girl. You know what I'm saying?
You know.
But
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, that age gap is really crazy. You know,
Yeah.
what do women what you know? One of the things that most people would say is like even myself, like if I date or entertain a younger woman, it's not too many things that we got in common. So it's
Not at
like
all.
I can't really talk to her like that, you know. So a lot of that is really just based around like the physical. Like, all right, you look good and I want to smash and you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but like when you really having a mate that you know, that's what I'm saying. The only way that it could really be like a good thing is if the whole thing is about you teaching and guiding the woman. You know what I'm saying? If she's a young lady and she she shows that she has good character and she's not trying to be like a ratchet hot girl out here in the street, and she want to be a wife and she's trying to learn how to be a better woman, or even if it's like a religious thing, like if y'all into y'all religion and she want to learn more about the religion and you can teach her. You got a lot of relationships that's like that, where you got a younger girl with an older guy and their basis might be religion. You know what I'm saying? Where like, they're both Muslim or they're both Christian, and the guy could be more established or more strong in the faith, and she could be trying to come into the faith, and he's guiding her along the way, and then they have a relationship.
I get you.
So,
Yes.
that's like, it's a lot of ways to look at that. Like I could even hear somebody saying even that's wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
The religion is bullshit.
I got you.
This person is using this to try to get some young pussy, all that. I can hear all of those kind of responses. But the thing is, like, we can only judge relationships by the fruit of it. So when him and her get together, if him and her start going through hardships and downturns and their life is worse than they started out before they was together, then him and her are
Right.
not working out. But if him and
Right.
her get together and their lives start to improve and they have happy, productive relationship, then him and her are working out. And sometimes him
Right.
and her are not always socially acceptable. Sometimes him and her could be big and small, shit, even black and white. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
now, of course, that's a whole can of worms with the interracial relationships. As
Right.
far as I feel about that is that I feel like when Umar Johnson says that when a black man marries a white woman, that if he dies, the woman is now in control of the money, unless he makes a contractual agreement with that woman. That's what's going to happen. So it's like, that's the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? And given all of the things that black people been through, I would never advise anybody. I would never advise a brother to marry a white person, and vice versa. Now the thing about it is that when a black girl, now this is kind of the tricky situation. When a black girl marries a white dude, right? And let's say, their situation is like, set up like typical marriage. If he die, his money goes to her. So a lot of these black girls can hit licks, and that's obviously what's going on, is that they hit licks with these white dudes. Like, they might not necessarily want to be with a white dude. They could be cheating with a black dude the whole time, and they just married to this white dude hitting the lick that when he died and they're gonna take his money. Hopefully, they take it back to the black community. You know what I mean? But how many white families are gonna allow their son's money to just run off with some black chick that he married?
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's a lot of reason why white families don't be wanting their sons or daughters to let black people marry into the family, because they don't want them to run off with the money that their family accumulated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they feel okay when it's Tom, Dick, or Harry or whatever, and it's like, all right, here, Philip, you can marry into the family, and here's some stocks, and here's a couple millions of dollars here. But when it's a brother or a sister, they want to hold off that money. You know what I'm saying? Now, I did want to talk about this Black China situation. I seen
Right.
pictures of Black China. Man,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell they doing to this damn girl, but they bleaching her damn skin, man. You know what I mean? They bleaching her skin like a motherfucker. Like she went from like being like light skin to I mean from dark skin to light skin. Let me get this slide up here real quick. Hold up.
All right.
The funny thing is I can make these Jones on the fly. Shit, I forgot I can do that.
Come
So I'm gonna make that shit real quick. Hold up.
on. Okay.
All right, boom, it's done. All right, so just like that. All right. So let me throw this up
Mm-hmm.
here real quick. Look at this shit right here, yo. I
Okay.
got it. I had to throw this in here, you know,
Mm-hmm.
among other things. Now look, we're gonna get the slide in here real quick. Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
that shit taking all this shit. All right, there we go. Now, all right, look,
Mm-hmm.
this is Black China right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got her like all Barbied out, right? She almost looked like
Right.
not a real person. Like I wouldn't be surprised if she like they made her in a cloning center or something. Like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
but
All right. All right. Good.
I ain't fucking with them spirits, man. That should make you
Mm-hmm.
dehydrated. But,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yep.
look, you see her right there. Now look, you see how you see what the fuck is going on here? Now look, that's her right here, right? That's her again right here. What the fuck is this?
Terrible.
She just getting lighter and lighter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now I don't
Yeah.
know if that's a man or
That
what,
is.
or a
Yep.
corpse or what, but what is going on with these people's lifestyles? Cuz why is
Yeah.
Black China even with death? Why is she running around with death? That
Mm-hmm.
is death. That is the crypt keeper that she with right there. And of course, she got like the ugly face like picture. But look how look at her neck, right? And look at her face. Like look how like much like powder that she got on her face to have the same complexion as death. Her hand is
Mm-hmm.
kind of bright too, but maybe she put hand makeup on. But you notice her hand and her they could have
Oops.
probably
I
did
got it.
that. They probably edited. They probably did some video editing to make her face white like that. You know what I'm saying?
Some
But now
trickery.
look at this right here. Cuz
Mm-hmm.
look, look. How what the fuck, nigga? Is this how is this the same person? Is this right here?
Mm-hmm.
What
Right.
the fuck? Like, look at this,
Mm-hmm. The Michael Jackson.
nigga. Yo, this is crazy. She looked like they got the same complexion. Now she just tried to sue. She tried to sue these white people. She don't know
For
what the hell she be
defamation of
doing.
character.
Right, and
180.
she lost the lawsuit, and you know she tried to come up off of them. She already tried to come up off of this dude once, twice already, and they blocking her every along the way. So black people that's trying to like marry into or sex they win way into these white families. These white families got lawyers and shit like that already ready to blackball you out of whatever money you think you're gonna get. So I would
Yeah,
never
because
advise any black person to get into that conundrum. You know what I mean? But
they mathematically already know more than you do, and they just gonna keep busting your ass over the head with all kind of statutes and shit you don't even know about. See, because your lawyer know that they can't go against another lawyer trying to do some shit, so they already gonna bow it down. So you
like
don't have a
you gotta
place.
think like on this, like let's say your black family, you're a part of you're a family member and you're a part of $1 million family and y'all got a corporation or whatever and y'all all eating and got money, and here come this lowly white person who don't got no money, and they sex their way into the family and marry into the family, and then when
Mm-hmm.
somebody pass away or some weird shit or whatever, and that white person try to skate off with millions of dollars, that whole family is going to block that shit. Like, no, hell no. This white person
Nope.
said, you ain't gonna take this money and leave. No, you ain't taking this person. You ain't taking our family members' money. We worked for this money. You ain't did nothing but sleep with him. That's how you gonna feel.
Yeah.
That's how you would
Right.
feel.
Right.
So
Right.
that's how they. So what make you think that white people don't feel the same way? that if you sex your way into their family, and they got money and shit, and they know you ain't got no money, and they know why you here, they gonna, you know what I'm saying? If something happens to
She
their
didn't get
loved
money
one,
from rapping.
she get money from white
Does she
people.
make music?
Look, she
Does
get
she
money
make
from
music?
sleeping. She make money from sleeping with white people. I don't know what the hell she do other than
Hey,
that. I ain't never heard a Black
yeah,
China record or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I
So
just thought she
so
made
um
music. Then
so yeah, she does.
I
I
might be
guess she
wrong.
make music, or she a stripper or
I
something. I
might
don't
be
know what
wrong.
she is. Well, look, I might be wrong. You know what I mean? I don't know what she do, but
Hey,
I
I
mean,
don't know either.
but so I don't even want to drag her like that. But
Yeah.
I'm just focusing on, like, I was just using her as an example, how when Black people try to scheme on white people money, that they gonna steamroll you in court. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
They gonna block your path.
Unless you can walk into that courtroom lawyered up too, they're gonna steamroll you. So
Yep. And you got to use their lawyer.
whatever money you think you're gonna scheme out of them, you got to put yourself in their shoes.
Hmm.
If you had the money and somebody was trying to sex their way into your family and then try to skate off with millions of
Come
dollars, you would
on, get
block
in
that
bed.
shit
Come on,
too, and you would pull out all the lawyers
come
and
on.
shit to stop them
Let me
too.
get in bed.
So I would never advise nobody to do that. But just in the subject of the
Get in bed.
19, I was saying that love, how people say love has this and love has no color, blah, blah, blah. Age is nothing but a number, blah, blah, blah. All of that
Shit.
kind of shit. But the
Go
thing
ahead, R.
is
Kelly.
that the thing is a 56-year-old and a 19-year-old don't really have nothing in common other than their attraction to each other. A 19-year-old
Right.
might have an affinity for, or might have some type of lust for older men. You know what I'm saying? And
Or got daddy issues.
yeah, but yeah, whatever. Like however it comes together is all the same result. Whatever makes them
Right.
feel like they have, a lust, or they desire older men, whether it's daddy issues, whatever. Somehow, some way, they like older men, right?
Right.
Now, can we fault the girl for liking older men? That's the question. So if a girl it's a lot of women out here that's like, shit, I like older men. Nobody's scolding
Mm-hmm.
them for that. Nobody's saying, hey, you can't like older men. You're wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Nobody's shaking
Yeah.
their finger at a girl to say that she like older men. So if she like
Yep.
older men, and let's say if a girl like older men, right, and she knows that an older man is less likely to pursue her because she's younger, is it possible that she will then become the hunter? That she will pursue older men? Nobody talks about that. So there's a whole class of younger girls who pursue older men because they know that the older man is not going to pursue them, but even though they still like older men, so they're going to go after them. They're going to flirt with them. They're going to throw themselves at them. You know what I'm saying? And again, really the only real connection that an older man and a younger woman could have really is outside of sex, is some type of spiritual connection, some type of spiritual teacher guiding connection. That's it.
Or
Because it's
or
nothing really that y'all
financial.
can talk. It's nothing that y'all can really talk about. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, like, if I talk to a young girl that's like 19 and she telling me about like some TikTok dance, or what some drill rapper is doing, and I'm trying to talk to her about politics and social science and in history and theology and spirituality, and I'm trying to talk
Diversifying
to
her
her.
portfolio.
Like, yeah, like, money mechanics and all
Right,
that
right,
kind of
right.
shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of kids, a lot of oh, I don't want to say kids, but a lot of young adults are not interested in that. So unless they are, then it's really no connection there. So that's what I'm saying. Like, as far as a man who's 56 years old being with a 19-year-old woman, unless he's teaching her and guiding her on some type of subject that she has interest in, there's no
Mm-hmm.
other bond, or I mean, there's no other connection that they really have other than sex, other than their lust for each other. He likes what he sees, she likes what she sees, and they just going off of that primal instinct. You know what I'm saying? Well, however that those instincts came to be, you know what I mean? Because one will argue that the woman's influence, the woman's instinct has been manipulated. That is for some reason is a reason why she likes older men. It's not natural, right? Now that's the thing, though. Now that's a question in itself. Is it natural for a woman to like an older man? If we hear that a girl likes an older man, is it always because she has daddy issues? Is it always because let's say, is it arguable that a woman who had a dad growing up, maybe that might like her, maybe her having a dad and a father figure in her life might make her like older men? That's arguable. So, you know, it's a lot of subject matter there. You know what I'm saying? You know, like all right, like it could be natural for a woman to like older men. Now we know that it's natural for a woman. We know that it's natural for a woman to feel protected by a man. So, you know, for a man to be, strong, assertive, to seem to have himself together, you know what I mean? That makes a woman feel more secure with a man like that. We know that. So if a man is older than if a man is older, it's more likely that he might be like that. It's more likely that he could be secure, that he could be a more solid brother than a young dude. You know, see, when I was a young boy, I remember when I was a young boy, all the girls that was my age, they was all dating older men. And then, that was a lot older. And I used to be like mad, like, damn, all these old heads taking the girls that I want.
Yeah, but they was that old though.
That was a real issue. That was a real issue that, I couldn't get with none of the girls in the neighborhood because all of the older guys was dealing with them. So girls are like, if I'm like 17, 16, 17, and all of the girls that's around my neighborhood that's 16 and 17, they dealing with guys that's in their 30s. Real shit. And that, so it's like, this is not a oh my God kind of thing. This has been going on for a long, long time. Like, this it's a very common thing that older men date younger girls, and younger girls have an affinity or some type of lust for older men. So, but we seem to only demonize one factor of that equation. The man is wrong for dealing with the young girl, but the woman isn't. But the young girl isn't wrong for liking older men. So we're going to
get a house.
So now think about it. If this is a problem, then we have to address this issue at both ends. We got to burn the candle at both ends. You know what I'm saying? So the same way that you saying to a man, hey, stop liking these young girls, you got to say to the young girls, hey, stop liking these old guys. Because you can't just have the girls out here liking old men and the men just being like, oh, I can't talk to you because I'll get in trouble. That's not going to work. You know what I mean? That's not going to work.
The old men are crazy. Yeah,
like I remember real shit. This is a true story right here. I met a girl that was 19. Matter of fact, no, I met a girl that was 18. And I was like, I said, like, it's cool and all that, but I don't feel comfortable like really like talking to you all like that until you get older. You know what I'm saying? She got mad at me. She called me a bitch. She said I was a bitch and everything. She said, you a bitch. She called me a bitch because I didn't want to deal with her because she said I was scared. She said, you scared to fuck with me. And I said, yeah, hell yeah, I am scared. Look what the fuck is happening to people out here that's dealing with young chicks. So it's like, all right, like, but now when I seen the girl, I didn't know she was 19. She was attractive. So that didn't stop me from having a natural attraction to her. But what happened is that society is telling me I can't do this because it's not socially acceptable. Now, it's crazy how they try to make grown men having sex with children socially acceptable, right? Love is love, and pedophilia, they try to make that acceptable. But if a 56-year-old man dates a 19-year-old girl, oh my God, this dude's a fucking creep. Not really.
Well.
Like, I mean, is it creepy? Yes, but not really. Not really when y'all trying to normalize all this other weird shit. Like nowadays a person can marry a rock. They can marry a dog. They can marry themselves. That's coming. Look, mark my words. That's coming. You're gonna see people
Yep.
marrying themselves
I'm
and
two
just be
people.
I'm marrying themselves. So that all of that is okay. But a man
I
can't
identify as
marry. But
us.
a man can't marry. A man can't marry. He can't marry two women. That's wrong.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
A man can't have more than one wife. That's wrong. We outlaw that. They outlaw that and ban that in certain places, right? And
Yeah,
that's socially frowned upon. But
yeah.
two men can
But
marry each other. Two men can marry each other. Two women can marry each other. A person can marry their cat.
and have kids.
You know what I'm saying? That's okay.
Yep.
And y'all trying to make grown
Men
people
have
be able to
wombs.
marry. Y'all trying to be able to have grown people marry children who haven't even reached puberty yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. But if a 56-year-old man dates a 19-year-old girl, oh, that's wrong. That's bad. That's foul.
What's that dude, Woody Allen?
But Muhammad can marry a 6-year-old girl and consummate the marriage when he turned 9. Like that was like like that was a noble deed. I'll wait till you turn 9 to have sex with you. And y'all follow behind him and shit, and that's okay.
What about Woody Allen? His stepdaughter
Right.
doing
Like I
all them
said
kind
this
of.
shit about Muhammad. I said, if a 50-year-old man came up to your door right now talking about I want to marry your daughter, you be reaching for every weapon in the house to get at this man. You know what I'm saying? But y'all following behind Muhammad with talking about he married the girl to adopt her. You ain't got to marry no child to adopt them. It's just this is my child. I'm taking care of them. It ain't no It wasn't no adoption agency back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if it's a child if it was a child that was an orphan and you needed to take care of it, you just take care of it. I don't need to marry a child to take care of it. What kind of weird shit? What kind of weird Woody Allen shit is that? You know what I mean?
Yep.
The Prophet Muhammad was on some Woody Allen shit. I'm gonna start calling that nigga Woody Allen.
Mm-hmm.
You
Woody
know,
Allen Wrench.
and it's like we just had the id where people would come off so they can eat in the daytime again. And go back to sinning and being online and shit like that, doing all the shit that they was doing a month ago. It's sad that that's like that, and a lot of people would take that the wrong way. But it's like if you did that, I remember being around brothers that was like selling drugs and carrying guns while they was fasting. Like I'm not eating, but I'm still in the life of crime and in the dunya, right? But I'm not eating, so I'm fasting. I'm blazing up every day. I'm taking pills every day, right? I'm creeping with the Dunyan buddies every night, or in the morning time or whatever, right? But I'm fasting during the daytime. So I'm not trying to drag the Islamic community, but it's a lot. But one thing that an elder told me that it's a lot of brothers that's Muslim, there's a lot of sisters that's Muslim, and there's a lot of people. It's even more people that just practice Islam. There's a lot of people that just practicing Islam. You know what I mean? They not really living like that. You know what I mean? They're not like them people that blowing up them KFCs and shit. They practice Islam. I mean, they Muslim. They not practicing. They Muslim. You know what I mean? Y'all going up in the KFC talking about Salam Alaikum and shit like that. Y'all practicing Islam. You know what I mean? So you have to make that distinction. So I don't mean to drag anybody who's a true Muslim, who's really one of peace and really trying to get themselves right. You know what I'm saying? But just know your roots and know that all of your spiritual faiths come from Africa. You know what I'm saying? Just like Dr. Ben said, all of your religions, Africa savior God. Because all of y'all theologies at some point or another, somebody was either from Africa or your deity or your superstar had to go to Africa to be saved. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So remember your ancestors.
Right.
When when you calling out, different religions and you praying this way and all of that, just remember your ancestors. I ain't gonna drag you for whatever religion you are, but just know that your ancestors created all of that, and know that the real origin is what your ancestors preached. So if you want to get to the real source, go to your ancestors. But what you're doing right here is on the surface. But if you want to get to the root of the thing, go to your ancestors. You know what I'm saying? That's all. So I don't mean to
Yep.
drag nobody on their religious beliefs. You know what I mean? I've done that a lot in the past, and made a lot of people mad. But listen, the truth is still the
Hey.
truth. The truth is
Yep.
undefeated. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to stay that way. So
Yep. And
I
hey.
can't change the story. I can only change
Mm-hmm.
the way how I say it. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all
Hey.
is practicing hypocrisy. If y'all mad at Kevin Samuels for dating a 19-year-old and you out here following the Prophet Muhammad, his wife was 6.
Ouch. Yep. But what I do know is, these folks they're gonna try to believe what was popular. Some of these people would have switched up on God if the devil was more popular. Um, and what I do see is you got to leave your subscriptions at the house in order for this to really truly function. You got to leave it at the house. In order to learn, you're gonna have to leave that there because it's stunting people growth. It really is stunting people growth right now. Like in order
Right,
for us to really really truly function, you got to be able to grow from all angles. You can't just have something just shadowing your situation. That's why
right.
they
And,
say
and
six.
then you
How they
say
say
that
the
just
six
like
degrees of separation. Go
right.
ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah, as long as they.
I ain't mean to cut you off. My fault.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool. But nah, just the whole 6 degrees of separation. As long as you participate in any one of them, then they know that they got you by the balls because they made it all up. You dig what I'm saying? And like
Right,
they got you just confused just a little bit on there, and they can demonize your situation. Now they demonizing everybody alphabet and saying people gay. They running and doing all them kind of things. It's out of character,
right,
and you can't win. If you participate, if you're doing something solo, to me, it seemed like the brother was doing something by himself. Because wasn't nobody else, in his lane. You know what I mean? It's a lonely game when you're by yourself at the top. You know what I'm saying? Trying to bring other individuals along the way, but have
right,
that actual. It's not about content. It's about the truth. You know what I'm saying? The truth is undefeated, like the brothers say. And when we bring in the truth is frowned upon, no matter who say it. They don't want it coming from you. But if we sat up here and put on some white face and lab coats, you'd be quick to like, oh yeah, we tuning in to them brothers every day, them white people every
right,
day, because they telling it,
right.
they telling it, they want to hear it, just not from us. You know what I'm saying? And me being the historian, I'm gonna give it to you regardless. You got two choices and one don't count. You know,
Mm-hmm.
look, the truth, the truth gonna be there as long as long as it's facts, for surely. And we make daily a daily contribution to actually end this confusion, not just adding to it. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna be sitting up here talking about what's not relevant. We're gonna
Right.
talk about what's important to us right now.
Right. Well, important not just to us, but just
Right.
was important for
Global.
what you need to know. But
Right.
you made a good point though, like and I wanted to piggyback that, like just about the whole gay thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I had made
Yeah.
a video about that about that double standard, and
Right.
like when I first seen, like when I guess you could say that was like their Hail Mary line of defense or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To
Right.
come back at at his to try to slow his momentum. Kevin
Right.
Samuels is gay. He had a man in his bed or whatever. Like what I'm saying, which was like basically completely unfounded. Like they
Right.
he was doing a Zoom John. Like he explained the shit, said he was doing a Zoom John, and that wasn't his video. I mean his background. That was somebody else's video that basically that was somebody else's whole situation. and
Right.
people just was saying it was his house. They're like,
Right.
no, that was his house. Like, and it's just like it's crazy. And it's like, but
Yeah.
the thing is that the point that I made in the video when that shit happened was that I'm like, okay, even if that was his house, even if he is gay, even if he's a flaming homosexual, right?
Right.
What does that take away from his character, his wisdom, his knowledge, anything? You know, so
Right.
like that was literally shitting on the whole homosexual community. And it's like, all right,
Right.
you see the homosexual community, they got the whole cancel culture popping. If you say anything bad about them, they on your ass, right?
Right.
So all right, when you
No
got all of
pun
these,
intended.
when you got all of these, right, yeah, right. So 'cause they on your ass whether you say something bad or not. But 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 you know, they didn't come at black women though. They didn't come at black women for them saying that he's a homosexual because all right, because
Right.
y'all weaponize homosexuality to say he's a homosexual, therefore you can't say nothing to me.
Right.
So again, like in a video that I had, I said, well, that's like saying that a lot of women befriend homosexual men, you know, and they'll say, well, I need a male friend that's not trying to have sex with me, you know, and that can give me a male perspective on things. Now, I find that quite interesting that when a homosexual male is mimicking his girlfriends and trying to become a woman, but also giving male advice on how men are.
Right.
I really don't think that that person. Now we talk about people who qualified to talk and all that.
Right.
I don't think that a man who's practicing day in and day out how to be a woman is qualified to talk about what men do.
Right.
And I say that with the most respect that I can to anybody who's homosexual or whatever. But I find that quite difficult because you're spending a lot of time trying to be a woman and not be a man. So how can you talk about being a man? It's like, all right, it's just like right now, like respectfully, I can't talk about being a woman because I don't try to be a woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To if you want advice on how to be a woman, you need to talk to a woman.
Right.
You know, I can give my template. I can give my template of what I think a good woman is, but then that's merely my perspective of what I think a good woman is. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm not trying to lord over nobody, and I can't lord over nobody to say that this is a good woman and that's it. A lot of people might agree with what my template is. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
everybody doesn't have to be that to be desired or be, you know, to be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a lot of people there's a lot of people literally right now that don't fit my template of what I think is a good woman, but they're in relationships. So
Right.
somebody liked them. They was good for somebody, you know. So
Uh-huh.
even if that relationship is toxic, you know, whatever. That's not, you know, my position to really talk about. But you know what I mean? But they in
Mm-hmm.
a relationship nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? But you
Right.
know, I know a lot of those type of women I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with. And a lot of
Right.
brothers, I'd be like, damn, I really feel for these brothers for being with in these kind of toxic relationships. Because when I be talking to brothers, they be like, man, you know, I just trying to keep the peace in the house, man. I'm just trying to, you know, and it's like they talking to me like hostage victims. Like, you know what I'm saying? We gotta speak. It's like we gotta speak in when I'm at some of my friends' houses and shit, we gotta like use sign language and shit. And I'm like, blink twice if you okay and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, right, you know what I mean? Like, it's not safe. It's not safe, bro. She trying to kill me, man. But you know what I mean? Like, it's like it's crazy,
Don't
man.
say
Like, you know what I'm
nothing.
saying?
Yeah. Don't mention us going nowhere. Don't ever say we went somewhere.
Like, I can't get out, man. If I, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Ting,
if I
ting, ting,
leave,
ting.
it's gonna be a problem. Like, you know, and it's like I'm not trying to joke about that because that hurts my heart to hear anybody have to say that about their relationship. You know,
Yeah. Hey. Hey.
I want to know that people are having good, healthy relationships.
Right.
I don't want to hear my brothers and my contemporary telling me about the strife and misery that they in their relationships, and they can't be forthcoming about it because it's going to make more chaos. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Hey. Hey. I was at my folks' baby shower, and then yeah, he pulled up, and my other folks was like, "Oh man, she let you come?" Talking to him like, "Oh, that's crazy." Y'all
Like, yeah,
funking
look,
like that.
somebody wrote in the comments. They said, "Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels." Now, again,
Right.
that nigga could be somewhere on the beach drinking whiskey for all we know. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
He could be somewhere playing Squid Games, Hunger Games, or whatever them games of them rich
Correct.
people be having people. You know what
Hey.
I'm saying? We don't know where he's at. We don't. That's why I said the disappearance. This is
Right.
not a rest in peace video. I don't know that he's dead. I don't just listen to what the news say. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
He hasn't
Like,
been seen for a while.
like I
Last
don't I
seen with
don't
that
parrot the news.
19-year-old.
Like other people parrot the news. I don't parrot the news. I
Right.
investigate the news. You know, so all we know
Yep.
is that this brother is missing. We know that he's missing. We don't even know that he went to the hospital. I don't care what the
Yep.
police reports say. You know, a lot of people is
Right.
toting that as fact. Yeah, police
Right.
lie about shit all the time.
Right.
You know what
They're
I'm
still
saying?
coming up with new shit.
We don't know what
Right.
happened to that brother. He could be somewhere in Missouri from somewhere. Show me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, that's where I'm from, Missouri. Show me. You know what I mean?
Show me
I'm from the
state.
show me.
Right.
It's saying so you know, just like all right, like let's say all right, like this. Let's say like you a crime boss, right? And you
Right.
like, yo, I want so and so dead, right? Remember that movie? Remember that show, brother? Remember that song Coogee Rap had, Brother on the Run? I want him dead. I want his family dead. I want house birds in the ground. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? People like that want proof. Now remember on Game of Thrones when they wanted the midget bull Tyrion, they wanted his head chopped off. They said we want him dead,
Missed it.
right?
Missed it. Yeah.
And people was going out and killing people that looked like him and coming back with the head. They wanted the head. They wanted to know
Mm-hmm.
that this person was dead. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
without the head of this person, I can't prove that this person is dead. I can't trust that y'all telling me, oh yeah, he's dead. Yup, we killed him. Yup, look, here's a picture right here. Fuck no.
Yeah.
Motherfucker,
Right.
you show me. I'm from the show me state. So just like people of old times before all of this dumbass technology that crippled our intuition, right? We look at it,
Mm-hmm.
people was telling you about shapeshifting shit on TV and with
Right.
computer glitches and camera glitches, satellite glitches. Look, look, shapeshifting, look at this. I can't trust that shit.
Right.
I'm not saying that it's not a real thing. I am not shitting on nobody's research. But what I'm saying is this: show me. The only way that I can believe that shit is fucking real is that if I see that shit happening in front of my eyes. It's 2022, nigga. I got at least 5 different type of software on my phone that I can edit shit if I wanted to. I ain't even into that
Mm-hmm.
bullshit. But if I wanted to edit some software and make somebody look like they did this or did that, I can do that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So the
Cartoon.
simple
Regular.
fact is that this technology is readily accessible to any fucking body right now. So they can manipulate old videos, new videos. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And
Put a
put somebody
background. Pull it down.
deep fakes and all of that. Like you can't trust what the hell you see on the videos half of the time. And y'all
Right.
go like off that damn fake slap. Y'all thought that shit was real. I put that shit in slow motion, showed you the nigga barely made contact with his face. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like,
Mm-hmm.
man, y'all believe anything y'all see on the fucking news or hear on the news. There ain't
Right.
even no proof of this man dead. Show me a fucking
Right.
picture of this nigga laid out in the fucking on the fucking ground. Show
Or
me
a
a picture of him
respirator.
in the fucking in a fucking morgue, on a respirator with some shit on his face.
Right.
Fuck out of here, man. I don't know what the fuck happened to that brother, man. He
Right.
disappeared. That's what happened to him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He
Right.
disappeared, because his bell chain and they sacrificing motherfuckers. And I'm telling y'all motherfuckers, the 13 days straight, you're gonna see motherfuckers burning up, you're gonna see motherfuckers sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what the fuck happened. Go check the fucking news if
Mm-hmm.
you don't trust what the fuck I'm saying. I made videos about it to you know what I'm saying? We went and did streams about the shit, show how they had people dying up in the fires, and they said, oh, somebody started the fire. We don't know who did this. I told
Right.
y'all that shit before all this week. That the 13-day shit started off with the shit. So this the
Mm-hmm.
last day. The last day of the ritual ends with Kevin Samuels being missing, and they saying that he died,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
everybody is parroting that shit back and forth. Oh, he's dead. He died. Yup, he had a heart attack. Oh, yo,
Yep.
look. That's because that's what
Complaining
they
of chest
told
pain.
you. That's what they told
Right.
you. Y'all take authority as truth instead of truth as authority. That's why truth is undefeated over here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Truth, once we lay out the real facts, is irrefutable, yo. How many times is a coincidence possible before it's mathematically impossible? These motherfuckers keep running the same fucking numbers on y'all. That's why when I said to you, what did I say to you, brother? I said when he died,
Easy one.
and you went, I said they're going to confirm it on what day? What I said they was going to confirm it on?
5-6.
On the 6th. I said they're going to confirm it on the 6th because they say he died at 56. If Beltane equals 56, and the last day of Beltane is May 6th. What the fuck?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Right.
so this ain't nothing about no. I'm not here talking about no rest in peace. And I did talk about the subject of people making fun of people when they die. Yes.
Right.
I did talk about that, and I will drive that home because if the man really did die, because again, we don't know what the fuck happened to him. They could have like if he did die, right? We don't know. We don't know if he got shot in his fucking head for all the fuck we know. All we know is that they said chest pains. The girl who was with him could have poisoned his fucking ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He could have died from going to the fucking Poconos and having some shit. So they said some shit happened with his heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He could have died from
myocarditis.
He could have taken too many jabs to the face. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You know, they could have sacrificed him on a cross like Jesus for all the fuck we know. Y'all don't fucking know. You just know what the fucking news told you. And I got more than 100. I got more than 100 videos exposing how the news be fucking lying, and everybody's still parroting the fucking news. The best of us and the worst of us. All these so-called knowledge droppers, knowledge gurus, even Kevin Samuels too. I wanted to reach out to that brother and say, yo, some of these numbers that you quoting, that are literally connected to us. When they say 42,000, 42% of black people is doing this, or X amount of black people make $42,000 a year and shit like that. That number 42 is stamped on us all kind of ways. Jackie Robinson, Martin's a part number. You know what I'm saying? All kinds. They always use that 42 on us. 42 laws in my eye. You know, so they take something that was good that we created and then make it bad. Just like the whole snake and the niggas. You know what I'm saying? Snake, the Ouroboros, the Kundalini, the symbol of never dying. Infinity, you know what I'm saying? They took that and made that something bad. Oh, you snaked me. The snake in the Garden of Eden and shit. That's all that shit is military shit. Take your name, you take your name and make it a bad name. You know, you're maroon is a fool. You know, but maroons are black Jamaican pirates that beat the British Army. You know what I'm saying? You know, niggas, nagas, kings, serpent. You know what I'm saying? Take that name, make it bad. That's what they do. They just flip all the shit around on you all the fucking time, and we just whatever they say goes. And you know how they got us to be like that? Is because they beat us to that to make us like that. They tortured us to make us like that. You know what I'm saying? They George Orwelled us to make us like that. That you're gonna accept what we say is truth. Yeah. And that's what all of these people do all day. All day. They just like whatever the fuck these dickheads say on the fucking news, y'all believe this shit and think it's true.
And it don't have to be true.
Without any
never take them to court.
Without any more investigation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Hell yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
I mean now it's like, but it takes the thing is that it takes for something to happen to your family for you to want a thorough investigation, for you to want a second opinion. But you listen to what the news say all day. But let one of your loved ones die. Because this is where the hypocrisy starts. Let one of your loved ones die. You want to get a private eye. Private eyes wouldn't be in business. Listen, private eyes wouldn't be in business if the official story was trusted. Let that marinate. There would be no private investigation if we could trust the official story. Right. So it's real interesting that when it's y'all family members out there, you want an investigation. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that official story ain't right. Something they lied about this, they lied about that. Yeah, it's foul when it's your family member, right? Just like it's foul when it's your family member if we make fun of your family member when they die. You know what I'm saying? Right. If something happened to your family member and they pass away, and people out here laughing and cheering and toasting the glass and shit, and yeah, let's make fun of your family member. See how you like it. So
Right.
it's a lot of hypocritical bullshit. And this is where I get mad with y'all. I understand that people are sick, but when you smart enough to drag somebody else and shit on somebody else, then you should be smart enough to understand the hypocrisy that you're doing. Because if it's funny for somebody else and it's fun, if it's not funny for you, then nigga, you fucking wrong.
Right.
You wrong.
Yep. Yep. And
Don't
I
be
got a
out here
10.
making fun of people deaf. If it ain't, but if you ain't gonna laugh when it's your family member's turn,
Right.
because you need to be laughing
Yep.
too. You need to be laughing
Yep.
too when somebody make a post about your dead grandmama, your dead whoever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When
And
somebody go in on your family member and say, yeah, good riddance and all of that, yeah, be prepared for that. I'm saying be perfectly fine with that. Don't be trying to flag a video. Don't be trying to get somebody taken down and all of that shit. And don't be feeling like you want to grab the ratchet and do something to somebody. No, don't do none of that. Because I'm guarantee you that there's people out there right now in the Samuels family that feel like that right now. If the man is really passed, because and regardless if he passed or what, his family members obviously don't know what the fuck is going on.
right.
Because why would his mom say that she found out from social media?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why would she
Right.
say that?
Right.
But
Yep.
they saying that, but the lady said the day before, say everybody fast and loose with the news. Oh yeah, we got confirmation from the family. The family who? So all right, the family. So what family member did she get confirmation from that didn't tell his mom? Riddle me
Right.
that, Batman.
Hell yeah.
Riddle me that, Batman. You know what I'm saying? Think
Right.
about it, yo. You didn't call his
Yep.
mom. You just took to YouTube. You just
Right.
took to Twitter. You just
Yep.
took to see the NBC or whoever. But you ain't talked to his
Yep.
mom and your family.
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
Right.
Y'all believe
Right.
this? Do y'all really believe this? Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
what y'all gonna talk? I guess the next videos is y'all gonna talk bad about his mom or talk bad about his family members. Oh, that's fucked up. They didn't tell his mom. The girl, she went and told Twitter first, and she didn't tell his mom.
Yeah. Crazy.
Somebody lying
Yep.
because
Right.
the girl said that she got confirmation from the family. Mom said she
Right.
didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
Hey,
who's
I
out
gotta.
here? So who out here spilling the beans? Who out here in the Samuels family that's spilling the beans and not telling his mom?
Right. And
Oh yeah, he did.
I
Yep.
gotta. Yep. I gotta tend to the puppy real quick. You know what I mean, and do my little thing, man. I love you,
What's up,
sir.
man?
Yep. I'm gonna buzz back in a few. Love,
Yeah, I'll
peace.
probably tap out in a minute, but
Yes,
I'm gonna
sir.
wrap this up, because
Yep.
this we going into 2 hours, so we gonna wrap this.
That's
Matter of
right.
fact, we can wrap this up right here, man. You know,
Yeah.
um,
You know.
but it is what it is.
Yep.
Listen, family out there, I just want to say this, you know, y'all really can't trust what the fuck you seeing on the fucking news and what's the saying? Trust half of what you see and none of what you hear. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Exactly.
that we have to remember these things.
Right.
Some people don't like sayings, but these
Right.
sayings are like sometimes even centuries of crafted science. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So we can't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Yeah,
Right.
sometimes that bathwater, I hate bathwater too. Yeah, I hate that shit too.
Yep.
But we can't throw out the
Uh-huh.
baby inside the bathwater. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We
Even if
can't
it's
throw out
black
the
as
whole
shit.
loaf of bread. We can't throw out the whole loaf of bread. We got to cut the mold off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because grandma would have whooped your ass.
Yeah.
You ain't throwing out shit. If you don't wipe that shit off, hell yeah. For sure. Hey, man,
But
like I
right?
say, man.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
eh, Yeah, yeah. If it takes a village, man, we built this one, man. We doing it every day, man. Working towards it. Hey, and hey, if you don't have no obstacles and you ain't got no foreign objects in your way, then you probably going the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? Every day is an obstacle that we got a hurdle we got to jump over, a minefield that we got to cross just in order to get to the regular beginnings, just to even say top of the top of the day to you. You know what I'm saying? And getting out of that mourning, because you know we ain't no longer gonna be in mourning. We're gonna be in celebration of what the future gonna bring. You know what I'm saying? For surely. Hey, and words without action have no meaning. We constantly bringing it to you for the reason and not the season. We didn't just start this. We got years of footage.
Yeah, because a lot of y'all is holiday raccoons and shit. You know what I mean?
Right,
You know, like it's
right.
like, you know, it's like we get all radical and you know, outspoken, and then when the holidays come around, y'all quiet and y'all go back to the same bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Bought a
it's like,
present for everybody.
it's warm now, so you know, everybody's got a voice in when it's warm, but you know, when it
Mm-hmm.
get cold, you know what I mean, a lot of times people be, you know, they go back into the mistletoe and you know, the
Right,
pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern, and you know, the
right.
heart-shaped candies and all of that, like, you know what I'm saying,
The
like, so
decorations.
we just now coming out of that, so people just shaking off that, that's a good thing, but you know,
Brushing it off.
we
Right,
want to keep y'all there. You know what I'm saying?
right.
We want to keep y'all
No
there. We want to keep
subscriptions.
y'all, you know what I'm saying, and where y'all need to be at, man. Not
Right,
where you want to just play at sometimes, but where
right,
you need to be at. You know what I'm saying?
right, right.
You know what I
You're
mean?
like, 'cause for every level, every level that you get to, there's a level above that. You know what I mean? We can't get comfortable at the one just because it seemed nice. You know what I mean? For surely. And you gotta be paralyzed not to feel this. Love that. For surely.
Yeah, that's a Kiss line. Shout out to Kiss, man. T5 DOA. You know what I'm saying? I'm T5 DOA in my industry as well, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I feel like that.
right,
I feel like that we is nobody fucking with us right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
you know,
For
people,
sure.
the people just don't. A lot of people love us too. They just don't know how to express it. You know what I mean? But it's all good though.
Right.
But you know what I
For
mean?
sure.
But there's a lot of people that don't know. It's even more people that don't know. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
even like right now, like I said, as we close this out, right now it's a race for the throne. You know what I'm saying? Because whether you love or hate Kevin Samuels or not, that brother had the throne. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
because of that, because he's been dethroned. You know,
right,
and I didn't want to jump the gun because I was thinking that brother was gonna come live on Instagram and be like, I ain't dead or whatever, but
right,
obviously
right,
that
right.
didn't happen, and he's missing for the foreseeable future. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. Indefinitely. That's their word.
so everybody's gonna be trying to take his spot. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
But the crown has always been right here in hometown. You know what I mean? Like, the crown has always been in hometown. You know what I mean? So
Right.
people just don't
No.
they don't realize it yet though. But it's all good though. You know what I
Right,
mean? Because
right, right,
we're gonna keep banging it out. And we're not even competing because we in our own lane. You know what I'm saying?
right. We
So,
can't.
so a lot of these people they just, bless their hearts. You know what I'm saying? We
Yes,
just trying to teach.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep. We're trying to teach people how to learn, not just teach them how to repeat shit. Teach them how to learn, how to discover for yourself, how to take what is given to you and make your own decisions. You know what I'm saying? We can't teach you how to think. We just only give you the tools and the resources in order for you to do so. So you know what I mean? That's our job. Tools and resources is pretty much everybody's excuse as to why they're not moving forward. So how about if we eliminate that? Know that. # facts over fiction. And that's real talk. You know what I'm saying? Providing ours proper education. Everything else is bullshit. Shenanigans. Change the narrative, change the dialogue. We can't talk about 50 different things at once. That's the whole thing. Like we got to get on one page. Afro pics may be the shit. For sure. I mean, as long as they keep getting us divided with these little different groups and shit like that, they can
We,
separate us.
we gotta we gotta stop idolizing people and start
Yep.
idolizing knowledge. The knowledge
Yep.
should be the key factor there. It's not
Right.
about romanticizing a person. We should be
Right.
romanticizing knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
because we got googly eyes for the people that we looking at, and not googly eyes or googly ears for the things that we hearing or seeing. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? We off base. So we need to tap in. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
and that's why truth is undefeated, because people are defeated. You know what I'm saying? Even
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'm defeated. But as long as
Right.
I stand with truth, as long as I can correct
Yep.
myself and see what I did wrong, and I
Right.
can get up and stand with truth, then I'll be undefeated too. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And just like anybody, and just like all of us, we can all be undefeated if we stand with truth. And the truth of the
Right.
matter is that we got to work together. We stronger together. You
Yep.
know, so it's like
By herself wasn't cost
all of the
effective.
different things that we may disagree on, or we may have different perspectives on. That, you know what? That's beautiful, because that shows diversity.
Right.
Everybody might not have the same thing to say about a movie, but the
Right.
thing is that we all watch the movie.
Right.
So we can just agree on that one thing, that we all watch the movie, then we
Right.
could be all right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
One
You know,
item, one thing.
so collective together on at least one subject is going to move us forward in a lot of ways. And one subject that we
Yep.
all know is that we all tired of bullshit. We all tired of working hard and getting less. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Getting nothing out of it.
Tired of compromising our morals to get by.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing.
We
So
tired.
we can come together on one thing that we all got common goal in, is that we tired of being mistreated. We tired of
We
being
tired,
treated like
boss.
peasants. Whether you
Right.
black, white,
Tired.
whatever, whoever, you know, at the end of the day, whatever your paycheck is, you know, your time and your energy is worth more than that. That's what it should be. That's what should be our soul connection. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't
We
got no
all
time to
tired.
be beef. Listen, as we close this out, I want to say this. I don't got no time to be beefing with nobody out here. I love each and every one of y'all, man. Even if you hate me,
Right.
disagree with me, whatever, I still love you.
Right.
I want the
Right.
best life for everybody. And that's and the thing is that is people out here that don't want us to have our best lives.
Right.
What if my enemy, somebody, if I can't stand somebody, right? And they on a beach drinking wine and having a good time, that don't make me no difference. That don't hurt
Right.
my health. That don't hurt my
Right.
pocket. I don't care
Right.
what that person do. Long as I'm straight. That's all that matters, really. So
Right.
if we can all be straight, if we can all live life how life was meant to be intended, then you would see a
Yep.
lot of beef just cease to exist. A lot of people
Right.
just wouldn't even care about what happened no more. We up now,
Right.
so fuck it. And
Yep.
that's what we need to see. We need equality in the world. We need people to not be living on the bottom. We need everybody to be in line with each other. We can
Right.
do this, but we got to
Yep.
work
For sure.
together to have something for each other. So, you know what I mean? The thing
Yep.
is, we got to stop idolizing people. We got to stop trusting authority, because that is in line with each other. Because we idolize people, we see them as authority on subjects, or, you know what I'm saying? Because we
Right.
idolize them. So therefore, if this
Right.
person didn't say it, then I'm not going to believe it. We got to
Right.
stop that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But once we deal with just the knowledge itself, and we romanticize the knowledge itself, then it will open up a broader discussion and a broader perspective on knowledge that will build cohesiveness, because everybody has a piece of the puzzle. And once
Right.
we can see the picture. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, only you can prevent cognitive distance. Peace and love,
Yep.
family. And we out,
Yes,
man.
sir. We out. Peace.